Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. Now that we're all cooped up at our homes, this probably is a good time to reflect on our own journey. Introspection. Basically, introspecting about yourself, your life, where you've been, and where you want to go. What better time to do that than now when you have time on your hands to actually do it? Well, most of us believe that no one knows us better than our own selves. Isn't that true? We believe we understand ourselves the best. It's neither our parents, nor our friends, our well-wishers. No one understands us better than our own selves. That's what we all believe, each one of us. We develop a strong conviction since childhood that we know what we want for ourselves in this life, and as a result, tend to defend our beliefs, our thoughts, ideas as vehemently as possible. We are fierce about protecting the way we think, the way we act, things that we want to do, the ideas that we want to work on and nurture. We are pretty fierce in terms of protecting and defending all those from anyone who thinks otherwise. Ironically, as we grow, we look back and we introspect. We look back and in retrospect, see how little we know of ourselves. The time that your dad wanted to advise you and you wouldn't heed. The time that your mother shared her thoughts on your preferences and you didn't want to discuss that anymore. All those thoughts and memories come rushing back. This happens more so when you face similar predicaments with your own children. That's the time you reflect back and think about how you behaved when you were a kid or when you were a child and how you behaved with your parents. Once you start experiencing that in your own life, that's when you start feeling that pain, that tinge from when you behaved similarly. Self-introspection is a vital part of our self-development. Knowing who you are, what you want to be, and where you want to go is an integral part of self-discovery. It's ideal to hone these skills right from your childhood. After all, clarity of thought is what helps us pave the right path for our own futures. In order to begin on this journey, first understand where you are in the current moment. Where are you currently? What are your current thoughts, aspirations, and priorities? We do not introspect about ourselves the same way as we perceive others. That's another thing. The way we think about ourselves and the way we perceive others is totally different. But it's important to have the same standards in order to effect true understanding of our own self. No one holds the same attitudes, thoughts, and beliefs all the time. They change, they evolve over time, over life. These tend to change and mature over time. A perfect example is your current self-introspection that shows you how these evolved over your lifetime. Think about it. What were your priorities when you were a child versus a teen versus in your 20s and 30s and so on? You will see that there's a major shift as life passes by. Our thoughts and attitudes are shaped by our experiences. We tend to shield our children based on our own experiences, don't you think? If you had some bad experiences in your life during your childhood, you want to ensure that your children don't go through the same. That's but natural. And the same thing happened in your case with your parents. They did the same. They had their own set of experiences and they wanted to shield you from the bad or negative aspects of the experiences that they had. If we did not want to be contained by our own parents' experiences, how can we expect our children to not do the same? Hence, it's better to teach our children the art of self-introspection. Show them the path, discuss your experiences, and then leave them to take their own decisions. Leave them to make their own decisions and chisel their own path. Remember, you make them strong by sharing and enabling, not by making decisions for them. Finally, there are several ways to introspect, from simply spending some me time, for instance by doing meditation, or writing or journaling or reading, whatever you want to do in your own time. Choose the one that works for you. For some, it might help to keep notes as you wade through the waters of discovering yourself. Think about it. Journaling could be a great activity in order to capture your thoughts at points in time, and when you go back and reflect on them, you're looking at them from the outside, and it's totally different what you can learn from them. Too much or too little self-introspection is a detriment to your self-discovery, for it can either leave you confused or exhausted. Learn to do it a little at a time, after which come back to your present world. Apply what you have learned about yourself to make a positive change to your present, and as a result, cumulatively to your future. Over time, you'll be very comfortable with who you are, with who you were, and who you will be. And that's my promise to you with self-introspection. And that leads to self-realization and self-contentment, which is what we're all after. The best kept secret we're all after. Hey, I hope you liked that episode. Please make sure you tune in to Plan B Success podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform, or you could even go to YouTube, or you could check out the episodes on planb.live or rajivmudumba.com. And please make sure that you subscribe so that you get updates on these episodes coming out pretty much on a weekly basis. There's 3 episodes coming out on a weekly basis. And take a moment to leave a review and a comment on any of the platforms that you subscribe to. Thank you very much.